Hi, Jeff.
Okay.
You had sort of suggested that Oliver Kylington might not be available until later in the camp. We saw him out there today. Can you sort of explain how that progressed?
Well, he just went through the proper protocols with respect to the amount of negative tests he had. Really was a medical decision. So as soon as our medical staff said he was ready to go, then we're putting him back onto the ice as dictated, and we'll see how it progresses from here as to what group he's with, what team he's with, all those types of things. But it was good to get him back on the ice. We anticipated a little bit later. He was back on now, and now he's got the same opportunity as everybody else, and it's time to get to work. But for his first skate, we like what we saw, and now it's moving ahead to tomorrow.
And then Sam Bennett did not participate today, but we did see him sort of skating before practice. Any update you can give us at all about sort of where he's at?
Yeah, he's a day at a time. We'll see. I mean, he's hoping that he can be available to practice tomorrow and play in the game. But ultimately, again, the medical department will make a decision on that. We certainly don't want to have a player get hurt in something like this and then miss games early in the season. So whenever they say he's 100% to return to the main group, then that's when we'll get him back in there.
And then looking at that sort of Group A, I think that the press release called it the group from this morning. A lot of the guys that most of us would anticipate sort of starting the season on the NHL roster. Why was it important to get that whole group skating together today?
Well, I mean, I think, we're trying to get some guys some reps. We're trying to see guys, not only play with other guys, but play against established NHL players with respect to establishing some pace and whatnot. And so there's still some things that we're trying to do. And that's no knock on the guys that were on the ice second. We got some guys like Buddy Robinson, for example. He's got a one-way contract. He's an NHL player. We really feel like Fro is, an NHL player. He was with us in the bubble last year, but, you don't want to ice too many guys with the one group and leave no bodies with the second group. So we wanted some guys that could show a little bit of leadership to some of our younger guys, and we wanted some guys, to go down and balance the teams out. So there was a lot of different reasons why we moved things around the way they were. Zach Ronaldo had the option to play with either group that he wanted based on wanting to get some reps in. So you may see him skate with the other group tomorrow. He'll make a decision on that. So we've got all kinds of things up in the air right now, but the main thing is right now is the repetitions and continuing to get the work. And we're not going to make any decisions that are in stone until probably after the second game, and with some of it might even be the practice the morning after the second game. So we're not nothing's going to be in stone until we probably go into Winnipeg to start the season.
Go to Ryan Pike next.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Ryan.
A quick question for you. Like, I know with the roster limit you're given by the NHL for the camps, with obviously with Brett Ritchie coming in, you had to get rid of Justin Kirkland. And unless I'm mistaken, I didn't see Eetu Tulola out on the ice today after Oliver came on. I guess what goes into those kind of decisions? Because like you said, like you've had guys who've sort of been around since the very beginning. So I guess what's the message to them, and how do you decide which guys unfortunately get the chop to sort of make some room for some guys as they get healthy and come back into the group?
Well, that's that was a discussion between myself and Brad, the coaches. So there was various factors that went into it. I think that's probably a better question to ask Brad than myself. At the end of the day, I mean, he's the one who deals directly with the league, so he's much more sort of in the know of the exact specifications of it. I don't get involved in a lot of that stuff. I just worry about coaching the players that are on the ice. But we had to make decisions in order to get those two players on. And the exact reasons why, they're probably better to ask Brad that.
Okay, we'll go to Pat Steinberg.
Coach, just to follow up when talking about Oliver, when a guy comes to camp a little late and joins kind of midway through, what are the challenges? What are the things that he has to contend with now that he's kind of joining in a little late in the game?
Well, there's going to be a difference in his conditioning. As much as they say no, but I mean, he's been sitting there quarantining for a while, so there's going to be that. Obviously, the reps in game situations is a little bit different. He's got to catch up on those. There's some things he's going to catch up on now. Are we confident that he will? Absolutely. But it's going to take him a little bit of time. And, for him, again, an NHL player, but today it was more important for him to get the reps, and we have to get, that conditioning level back to where it should be in terms of being an NHL player, and also, the game reps in, so he gets his timing down. He's playing at the pace that he needs to in order to get used to going. So there's some factors that we need to take into account. But right now, we're just trying to get his legs underneath him, make sure that his hands and his feet are feeling good, and to a place where we can immerse him into the rest of the group.
We'll go to Haley next.
Hi, Geoff.
Hi,
I
Haley.
apologize. This was asked right off the bat here. My Zoom kind of freezes a little bit once I try to end. I'm just curious, about Brett Ritchie and what you think he brings to the table. Is this another addition that would just help with the depth heading into a season with 56 games in 116 days?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a depth player, that's able to, he's an NHL player, obviously, that provides us with some depth. He's going to give us some size. For a big man, he's got, really good skill. We feel like he can play in a lot of different places in our lineup. He's another right shot player, so that's a benefit. We're heavy with left shots. So, there's a lot of things that we like about the potential fit there. And now it's just, get him in. Get him comfortable with the way things are done here, and present him with the opportunity to kind of show us what he has. So we liked what we saw today, and now we're on to tomorrow. And I'm sure he's looking forward to getting on the ice on a more regular basis now, back into real action. And we really like what we saw today from him.
This seems, there's been a ton of talk about, top six, bottom six, first line, third line. To you, do you see this group as deep enough to roll four impactful lines in a group that you can kind of control matchups and defensive pairings, offensive starts? Is that more important to you than who's in the top six or bottom six?
I leave all that 1, 2, 3, and 4 to you guys. I don't worry about it at all. We'll use our people the best way that we have to in order to win hockey games. We feel like our depth is a strength. We really believe that we need to be a four-line hockey team all the time, but especially in a condensed schedule and leading, where this is going to take us, especially with, the increased potential for injury, the increased potential of what the virus could do to your lineup. So there's an awful lot of things we need to take into account in terms of our depth, but with the people that we have, what you may see is, what you might term 1, 2, 3, and 4, and how we actually use them as 1, 2, 3, and 4 may differ on a daily basis. So, it's all in the hands of the players in terms of how they show up, how they work, how they execute, and we'll take it from there.